Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. Welcome back to the Peace Talk Show. This is the weekly show that is brought to you to discuss on issues surrounding our national peace and security. We apologize for the short break. That was as a result of the internet. We are back here. As I told you, every week we have a brand new person and a brand new team. And today we have a very prominent person here with us who is here to discuss on a very important topic, that is Gambian women as peace ambassadors. And as we earlier introduced, we have Mrs. Tabu Sarr. She is the president of Gender CSO platform, and also she is the women's right, advocate or gender right advocate at Action Aid, the Gambia. Madam Tabu Sarr, you welcome to the Peace Talk Show. As you were going on giving some very impressive remarks, or remarks per se about the contribution of women. But before we go back to that place, we may go back to the introduction again, because we have been disappointed by the internet, and we apologize for that. That is something beyond us. You can give your, perhaps, your synopsis on importance of the Peace Talk Show and how well this show can contribute to the socio-economic development of this country.
Thank you very much. As I alluded earlier on, I think it is important that we talk about peace by virtue of the fact that in our context now, we're gearing towards elections, and then not only that, but we need peace to develop. And it is important that this program is up and running, just to ensure that we talk about peace and discuss it, so that it will be an everyday thing. And it will be a culture that we build within Gambian society and beyond. So I think it is important. It will be very educative, and it will be an opportunity to share experiences as well, and learn from best practices of how we can maintain and nurture the peace that we enjoy, that we have. Because as you know, the country is, the Gambia is known as the smiling coast of Africa. And you can only smile when you are at peace with yourself and at peace with others. So I think it's a very impressive program, and I am glad to be part of it as well.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. People have been always telling me about this platform. We rarely see their women. Today, exclusively for women, and also we have a prominent lady here. So I think that is a plus, and people will not criticize saying that this platform is gender biased. You people gender. Nonetheless, as we moving further again. Women actually are, key stakeholders in the maintenance and in the improvement of this country's, development. And as a result, peace is something that requires collective and concerted effort. What are the Gambian women doing to ensure the peace and security of this country is held at maximum?
Gambian women, first of all, I'll have to congratulate them, because women are found everywhere, in all sectors of the society. And by virtue of the fact that they give birth, they reproduce, give them that opportunity to have the skills to maintain peace at all levels, be in the family, be in the workplace, and be in the community. And the roles, the triple roles, as convention has identified of women, being number one, the person who reproduce. That's one role that women play. Number two, they have the productive roles. They work to ensure that they contribute towards the welfare of the family, and also they have their communal roles, because whenever we have our gamos, whenever we have our ngentes, and all these things, it's the women that ensure that everybody is satisfied, everybody enjoys the day. So that those are the critical roles of women, and one can only enjoy and exercise these roles if there is peace. So therefore, a woman is the number one advocate for peace, because as I reiterated on the key roles that we play, we can only enjoy and exercise it if there is peace. And that is why our contribution towards peace in this country is immense. It's immeasurable, because in all our domains that we actively involve, we need our environment to be stable. We need to be at liberty with ourselves and all those that are around us, so that we can exercise these rules that I have identified earlier on.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful. There is no doubt that women actually are contributing immensely to the development of this country. And I say congratulations and keep it up. You are our mothers, and also you are our wives, and we are your sons. By moving, some months ago, people were, crying loudly, saying that Gambia is not becoming peaceful. There were a lot of domestic crimes, violence, terrorism, and so forth. People will say women do not have that physical power. But what strategies do you use to ensure that those crimes are reduced and controlled?
Okay, as a platform, I will agree with you that a couple of months ago, we were really scared. We were concerned because there was an upsurge of violence, especially against women and girls.
Okay.
And so with the platform, because this platform was formed as a result of the transitional justice process, and what we did was we actually ran to most media houses to raise awareness, to alert that there are violence happening, and it's happening against women and girls who are the most vulnerable in the society because of our because of the power imbalance that exists between men and women. But also, we eventually saw that it wasn't only limited to women and girls. It was also meted to boys, young boys and men. So the strategies that we used was we ensured that we engage the authorities, because by then it came along when we were into this advocacy of the private member bill reserving seats for women. So we used that platform because we had the opportunity to engage with political party leaders, but also key policymakers who are responsible for ensuring that laws are enforced. And during our radio programs as well, and our engagements with fellow women at communities, because one thing that I need to address here is that the CSO Gender Platform has branches at regional level. So whenever we have our WhatsApp group and we exchange discussions on the WhatsApp group, and so we know everything that is happening in the country, and we share ideas. So what we engaged was we spoke to people that matter. We spoke to policymakers. And we had the opportunity to meet the president as well. And in our statement, when we were presenting the bill on the reserving seats for women, we raised our concern that we are witnessing that there is a surge in violence against women and girls, and we are scared. But also reminded him and other political party leaders as well that we are heading towards elections, and elections are a potential source for conflicts. And we need to maintain this peace. We realize that our peace is very fragile, but it is only them and us, because the responsibility is on all of us. Anybody who lives in this country, whether you're a Gambian or a non-Gambian, you have the responsibility to ensure that we go into these elections peacefully. And this was one opportunity, one platform that we use to raise our voices as women, because the platform is not only for women, because it's the gender platform. It's for both men and women. But where it is very specific, we use the specific people. And in this particular case, it was the problem was against the violence was against women and girls. So when we had the opportunity to present this bill for their support, we used that opportunity as well to raise our voice, as I said, that laws need to be enforced, resources need to be allocated, and our security personnel also, we congratulate them, because since then we have seen that they are all around 24 hours, and we commend them for that. But this was what we use. But also, platforms like this, the Peace Talk Show, is also another platform that if we had the opportunity then, we would have
and now you have the opportunity.
I have the opportunity now, so I'm still reiterating that we keep the peace and we eliminate, we eradicate the violence against anybody. Nobody is entitled to be harassed, to be abused, to be exploited, or to be violated in any form, either physical, either sexual, emotional, psychological, or economical.
That is laudable. That is laudable. We've seen that you people are doing so many great things, and I am saying congratulations and keep it up. But now, I would like you to, perhaps in Wolof, you recount some of your success stories or your achievements that you have made.
Okay.
In recent years.
Okay, thank you very much. Suma mbokk yi maa ngi leen a wax salaamaaleykum. Di leen wax ne leen ñu ngi ci Peace Talk show bi nga xam ne Alassana Dafato network ñoo ko organise and ñu ngi ko rafetlu. ñu ko rafetlu bu baax because façon yi dafa baax pour ñu cee jéngu di ci wax because ku nekk xam na ne jaama si la lu nekk xëcc olof daf ko dee wax soo amutee jaama amuloo dara so jaama dafa nekk loo xam ne ñun ñëpp dañ ci war a dugal suñ loxo parce que comme liñ dee wax rek soo waxee rek ñu ne ñun amuñ fenn fu dul Gambia waaw Gambia so fa dafa pour ñu mun a develop ku nekk mun a yëngatu si dem school xale yi dem school ñuy war a liggéey ñu toog waxtaan kafre football fokk rek am suñ ngénte yi am suñ takka yi am nga fokk rek jaama bi ñu maintain ko parce que soo seetee réew yi nga xam ne amuñ jaama taluñ sax taluñ tëdda taluñ nelaw taluñ dara yaa ngee daw di ut foo laaxu te loolu dañoo ñaan yàlla ñun yal na bu fi am waaw because ñun amuñ fenn fudut fii so ñun groupe bi jigéen ñi nga xam ne ñu ngi nekk ci jënd plateforme bi na dafa nekk mbootaay boo xam ne ñu ngi ko sosoon si biñ ceeñee nguur waaw ñu ne parce que biñ ceeñee nguur ñu ne ñun jigéen ñi tamit day war nañoo am suñ kaddu war nañoo mun a bokk ci soppi yi am so moo tax ñu ñëwoon forme lii so biñ ko formé am nañ ci lifin yu bari am nañ ci ndam yu bari bokk na ci si di soo leen gisee commission siñ set yëpp di nga gis ne jigéen a nga fa góor a nga fa parce que loolu lañ doon di advoquer su ko defee parce que ñun ñëpp li ñoo ote rek mooy suñ paree suñ xalaati góor xalaati jigéen xalaati mag xalaati ndaw ñu boole ko ndax Gambia mun a jëm kanam su ko defee ku nekk gis sa boppa ci li loo xam ne décision boo xam ne ñu ngi koo jël kenn du wax ne man dañ ma beedi man dañ ma nekk la di man suma kaddu bokk si man xaw ma ci dara so moo taxoon ñu form li nii so biñ ko defee temps yële sa gannaaw ñu gisoon ne métital amoon na daanu ci xale yu jigéen yi ba nga xam ne demoon na si sa béb capacity building xam nga am jigéen ñoo xam ne dañ leen tàggatoon pour ñoom itamit ñu mun a bàyyi xel xam ne communauté bi soo fa dëkkee nga nekk jigéen yow jigéen nga yow daf nga am waru sa taxawaay dafa war a dëgër parce que yow yaay nga yow jabar nga yow mag nga yow rakka nga yow maam nga yow tanta nga so li la war yow du yow kenn because ñun always dañ wax ne jigéen dafa àndaa bagage yi mooy xale yi mooy mag ñi so jigéen dafa am bët ci kanam am bët ci gannaaw am fu nekka ba pare wala bokka si loo xam ne dafa saxal jaama parce que jigéen li am valeur li ko yàlla dénka dafa rëy torop ba nga xam ne fokk rek mu mun a mu nekk koo xam ne dafa accommodé su ko defee jaama bi ci ki ko war a gën a dëgëral ci la parce que li moo munti def yëpp ak fu mu munti nekk yëpp dafa soxla jaama nekkul ne góor soxlu jaama waaye ñun ñëpp a soxla jaama waaye jigéen comme li ma ko waxee rek borom bagage la waaw so therefore ñun yëngatu woon nañ yuuxu woon nañ sax waaw parce que amoon nañ opportunity time boobu noonu ñu doon defar suñ bil bi nga xam ne dañ ne si néegi député yi nañ fa bàyyil jigéen ñi ay 6 laay fukki si sa ñeneen ak ñi nga xam ne dañ télé mooy people living with disability ñu bàyyi leen ñaar su ko defee suñ néegi député bi mun a jaxasoo bi inclusion bi mun a am ku nekk gis sa boppa si néegi député bi luñ indi di góor jigéen ñi nga xam ne dañ wàññeeku ku nekk def si sa xalaat waaw su ko defee Gambia mun a jëm kanam so si kaw loolu noonu nag yuuxu woon nañ nag affaire yi jaama bi ba nga gis ne fi mu nekk ni li ñu gënal mooy ñu nekk si jaama ju bari génne nañ woon police yi génnee soldat yi waaw ñuy so si gàttal daal waaw amoon nañ ndam yooyu noonu mun naa ko share fii nii waaw
that's fine that is wonderful. And madam, moving forward again Viewers, this is the Peace Talk Show. This is a show that is brought to you every Friday, 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. It's your host, Alassana Jallo Justice. Today we are discussing on a very important topic, that is Gambian women as peace ambassadors. We all know what is a Gambian. We all know what is, women. Gambian women are very powerful, very popular, very prominent, very hardworking. As peace ambassador, that is representative of peace. So today we have a very prominent lady here who is a figure, a mother figure, and an icon, who is here to discuss and dilate on Gambian women as peace ambassadors. And we all heard what she has been saying. She is very versatile. She spoke in English, and she has also spoken in Wolof version. Moving forward, madam, we have women all over the country, and some women at the village do not have access to the internet, radio, or television. And CSO gender platform is not discriminatory. CSO gender platform is not marginalizing. How do you ensure effective communication with all those women around the village?
Thank you very much. The platform is countrywide. We have our regional structures in all the regions, in Banjul, in KM, West Coast, and these women. So what we did was we had a training. They were trained on. They were given capacity building training on management of peace. We built their capacities on conflict analysis, conflict management, and to identify, to know the signs and the symptoms. And also they were also trained on early warning. And these are indicators that we develop that will that are always gathered and sent to our main office. And we put this together and analyze them and always write and use it in our radio programs to raise awareness and to tell people to be mindful of these happenings. And this is a way of educating the masses. But within our structures, the capacity building, they are also giving seed money. And in the community radios, also they conduct their radio programs to ensure that they raise awareness on maintaining peace at community level. So one could see that even though it's a young organization and it is formed as a result of the transitional justice process, and the transitional justice program is coming to an end, but these are structures that will be there because for sustainability. Because peace, you cannot educate on peace one week, 2 weeks, and then it dies. It has to go on. Considering our context, we need social cohesion trainings. We need to remind people of the context that we operate. So these are one of the pillars that we set up.
That is wonderful. That is great. I encourage you that you continue with the CSO platform, and it is something that is great. Now moving forward, United Nations stands firmly to support women. And as a gender platform or as the president of the CSO gender platform, how are you utilizing the opportunity to work with United Nations to ensure that Gambian women also benefit from the opportunities given by United Nations?
Thank you very much. I think I will have to say that the CSO gender platform was actually formed with support from UNDP.
Oh, okay.
UNDP, UN OHCHR, that is the UN High Commission for Human Rights. And we benefited from so many trainings with them. And in fact, our office is equipped with support from UNDP.
Okay.
And also the seed monies that we have, the support comes from UNDP and the UN OHCHR. We're working in collaboration with them. We also, the platform is an affiliate member of the UNOWAS. It's it's also a peace building structure at the UN level. And also because of that, because of the UNDP support and the connection, the collaboration that we have, we are also connected. We are also a member. In fact, we host a network of women, peace and security in the ECOWAS region, and I double as the president as well for the Gambia chapter. So most of the time, we have we almost benefit from trainings that they conduct, both national and regional level, and country-wise. Because I remember three of us were chosen and paid by UNDP and ECOWAS to attend the training in Ghana on building women's capacity in peace building and peace education. And when we came back, some money was also given to us, and we did a step-down training with the regional structures that we established in the region to also give them the knowledge so that to help them and with knowledge and skills to ensure that peace is maintained also at community level. So basically, with the UN, really. They are our strong collaborator.
That is wonderful. And now moving to Resolution 1325, which seeks to promote gender equality and strengthen women participation in decision making in all aspects of conflict prevention, peace operation, and peace building. Please, can you tell us how the CSO Gender Platform is using this or applying this opportunity in the Gambia?
The 1325, all countries are part of it. The Gambia is a resolution. It's not a convention. So we didn't sign, but we respect it, and we ensure that a national plan of action, that's the NAP, was put together, and it has actually elapsed. So it was in 2010 to 2020. Now a consultant has hired, and they have contacted us as peace advocates, as peace ambassadors, to be part of the stakeholders that they engage. And also in our capacity building training, we ensure that we use 1325, 2240 for the young people. Because as women, when conflict strikes, they are the ones that suffers most, and children. So all this is why Resolution 1325 came about, because of the casualties of women and children. In decision making, women are not part of it. And as a result, the 4 pillars of 1325 looks at prevention, looks at participation, protection, and education. And in the Gambia, we chose the 3 pillars. In the participation and protection and prevention. In prevention, we are doing almost what we can do to manage peace, to manage the peace that we have. As well as protection, which is the government's responsibility. But as civil society, we advocate to be part of those that make decisions. Especially when it comes to peace, when it comes to conflict management, when it comes to peace education, women are very critical. And the Security Council is at the office of the President, overseen by the Vice President, who was also a civil society actor, but now in government. But I'll use this platform to say that in maintaining peace and conflict management, it is important for women to be part of it, simply because they are always the ones that suffer when conflict strikes. So in this structure, if civil society is not part of it, let women be equally represented, because it is very important and very critical to have the voices, the opinions, the concerns of women when it comes to decision making in terms of conflict prevention and peace education. It is very important. So with 1325, it gives us the opportunity to be part of it. It gives us the right, actually, to be part of it. But yet still, as I said, dialogue is always important. Education is always important. Advocacy, as we're doing in this platform, on the Peace Talk, is always important. I'm sure if they're watching, something can come, and a beautiful outcome can come out of it for women to be part of those that are making decisions in conflict prevention and peace education, as far as the Gambian context is concerned, because we have a critical stake.
Yeah, you're right. I can remember Liberian women, in fact, took a critical, role in ensuring that the Liberian war came to an end. The women's, their participation was lauded. And moving forward, I will appreciate again if this one can be communicated in Wolof. You are at liberty to choose which one. But what are the problems confronting Gambian women currently? I know these problems are wide and much, and as you have gone across the length and the breadth of this country, but you can just summarize some of the problems Gambian women are facing.
I think first of all, I will say economically. I think Gambian women now, if you go to most communities in rural Gambia, all the women are in the farms, and just trying to ensure that you have something to bring home, to contribute towards the welfare of the family. Economically, Gambian women need to be assisted. If I could say that is one area, but also violence against women is also an other challenge that most women face. And considering our socio-cultural norms and beliefs, that you have to endure some kind of how can I say it, violence in a way for your children to be productive tomorrow, and so you keep quiet. Even if you're being killed, you keep quiet. You will not say anything. That's another challenge, and I think there needs to be education for perpetrators that do that at home, because to make sure that they understand that a child can grow healthy, in a peaceful environment, and can also be productive and think positively when the environment is peaceful. Violence against women and girls is another challenge that most women face. Political participation, political representation of women is another challenge that Gambian women face, but I'm sure there are so many things that are being done, especially in that area. And but also our men are also some, I would say all, some, because they are positive. They are men who are very positive, who are even he for Swiss, who advocates for the advancement of women. And that in that area, I think we need more work to assist our women. So these are three, in summary, these are three critical areas that women have a challenge in it.
Okay, and not to cut short, but what do you think could be solutions to this?
Education is one area that we really need to embark on. Forums like this, platform like this, when we discuss and send and raise awareness of that too, because some people, when you tell this that this is something normal. It's normal to be the woman, because we found our fathers, our grandfathers, but times are changing. Women are now becoming contributors towards welfare of families, and they need to be empowered. So empowerment of our women is very important. Educate our women, and we all know that culture is who we are. It's good, but there are certain cultures that we need to do away with, because it hinders our development as a people, our development as a country. So these are the solutions that I need to say, and also ensure that there is more education, more capacity building, more resources, and also the laws that are formulated for them to be enforced as well, and see each other as a human being, equal. Men and women, we sit and talk and discuss, rather than hitting or using abusive languages or using arms. It doesn't help. Dialogue, I believe in dialogue more than using arms, because even if you use arms, at the end of the day you come back to the drawing table and discuss. So why can't we start with that in the first place? Manage our anger. Let's manage our anger. I think anger management is a contributing factor towards peacemaking. We need to manage our anger, and we also, as I said earlier on, we also understand that conflict is normal. It's neutral. It's natural, because we are human beings. We interact. We are social beings, and we cannot all agree unanimously. No. Yeah.
As my doctor will say, he's a lecturer who lectured me peace and conflict. He told me conflict is, it's normal, but let's not allow it to waste our time. Absolutely. And you are right with that. Dear viewers, as we said, this is the Peace Talk Show that is brought to you every Friday on Father Network. and we are live online at Father Network, Kairo Avenue. We are here with a prominent woman activist who is Madam Tabu Sarr, who is actually the president of CSO Gender Platform. You can also call, the numbers are written, 3690164, to contribute or to participate or to also give your comments. You are highly welcome. Gambian women as peace ambassadors, we will be very happy to hear or have your contributions as well. We can agree that Madam Tabu Sarr or Madam Tabu Njai actually is somebody who is well educated, or she understands the aspect very well. That's why she has been flowing normally, in fact in an extraordinary manner. Madam Tabu Sarr, now moving further, we have Gambia prepares to elections in December, and going by conflict indicators and early warning signs, is CSO Gender Platform worry about the guarantee for peaceful election?
Yes.
Okay.
I am optimistic that we will have a peaceful election. Yes. But I am also concerned that looking at the terrain and reading our indicators, as you said, our early warning indicators, it's also a concern simply because the narratives that are coming out are not very positive as well. And the CSO Gender Platform is aware of this. And as I said earlier on, when we went to see the political party leaders, we reminded them that the Gambia does not belong to any of them. It belongs to all of us. And some have the means to protect themselves, but others don't have the means to protect themselves. So therefore, those that have the means and are in key and have the opportunity to talk, and when they talk, people listen, they also have the responsibility to ensure that whatever comes out from their mouth must be peaceful. Because as I said, there are vulnerable people that are that live in this country. And if we have seen in 2016 what happened. We have seen some people die. Some people left their houses. They left everything and run into Senegal, run into Guinea-Bissau. And then what happened? We lost. Because it could have been managed properly, peacefully, so that nobody leaves. And we don't want to see a replica of that. And that is why we are doing everything possible in our capacity as an organization, and to ensure that there is peace. But also the organization that I work for, Action Aid, also we have a project on peace, and even on peaceful elections. And we have we've identified our activities to go around the country to ensure that peace is maintained. Because at Action Aid, our principle is we work with people living in poverty. And trying to struggle for what you eat, and then the environment becomes very unstable. I cannot imagine that we will have to go to there. So therefore, in the meantime, as we get towards it, we are calling on all Gambians and non-Gambians at all together to ensure that we go into these elections peacefully. And the supporters, we cannot have everybody support for one person, because this is democracy. Democracy, everybody is entitled to choose your leader. But we can do it in a way that will not jeopardize the peace and stability of this country. People campaign, but when you campaign, please, let's campaign on the issues, the substantive issues of what will take us out of where we are and move to a step ahead in terms of development. And that is the message that I'm sending out to everybody, to ensure that even when you support to a degree that you don't cause trouble. Because remember that politicians, their sons, their daughters, those that are near to them will not come out and fight. It is supporters that come out and fight. It doesn't help you. If you fight and this country is up into flames, who's going to vote? You will not have the environment, the peaceful environment to vote. So let's protect our peace jealously. let's guard the peace of this country. Let everybody become very jealous of this peace, and let us not try or encourage anybody to ensure that this peace is threatened, because it will not be in our favor. It will not be in the favor of our children. And
somebody is trying to call, but the network is terrible. This weather outside. Yes,
I know,
okay.
yes.
Yeah.
So, but I would really like you to say this in Mandinka, because it's very important.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Mbadingol akamin tandija wolo nyindiko kame nganyini ngamin wolo nyindiko nina da jibe karre fole kananang andung nina da etol la fannaji wolo CSO gender platform ti itol fanam fo ibe kawarine wala komi itol fanam be sirine ka jibe komi ko na karre fayo nying ay tala nyala mi alonko anin fitno tita wala anin kutita mi alonko abe nimisa ko na na banko kanjang akamin tandi wala nyindi ko ni Gambia jibe jang Gambia mu bankul de mi alonko adayatale andung kayro mu fennete mi alonko nyontala so pour ka fo karre fayo le kanana wala politiko le kanana nka nyo kajafi wala nka dunyo la wala nka nyo kalendi kuldi mi alongo atina banko sambala nyaaro baraben tarde ndile kan samba koma andu koma ta woni o kada o ka tarde le sawu mi alongo ku mi alongo ate kala mo wala nyaata tati so madam Sarr kamin foja wolo nyindi ko nyanta katala by all means na politiko Kenya ni mbakang nkanani fitna samba ngani fama jie samba ngani kewya samba ngani londo ni kumfa samba isaje ko nda carte fayo ni botala mbebe nyatli na minna wala nyindi ko banko do ko because ne momo je mi ala nga banko nyini kan mo bu ka fo ni nga banko so do mba wa file nga ko do sambo na kordata bore me banko mu dala nga sambo nyato pour banko la banko dingol yela nyanto soto so nyum kuldi mi ala ka kuma ya da bagale pour mbe nyanta lon na je wala nyindi ko carte fay wato manke wati di mi ala ko nyanta wulla ka nyo kajafi ka nyo nen ka nyo banen wala fonga fo nga jorangal sika nyo kama nin dal be wulta jan sainsa nga jorangol sika nyo kamang kombe nyo kelen la nyo fala jumala bita carte fayla and jumala bina kala jan nyaton ko tisay nyum kuldi mi alon ko ay fojang and kullo mi alon ko inyanta tala pour mo be ya moy madam in the front line also we have seen that people are insulting, and also it is very disturbing that some remarks are coming from some political leaders which are rather unfortunate, but to me, it's perhaps their limited knowledge on peace or conflict, or is something that they just release as a kind of emotional feeling in them. But there are certain statements coming from political leaders which are very dangerous, and I think it's high time they codify their language. And CSO Gender Platform, you have the opportunity to interact with them. Please, these are some of the things that you need to be telling them, even if you do not stand to directly insult people. But let's be mindful of some of the language and terms we use. Because once you release some of these terms, they remain in the internet all over. And these are things that will be captured in the journals. So it will not go down well. And it is actually something which will not be a good record. So, these are some of the things I think Gender's, platform also, CSO Gender Platform also needs to be reminding the politicians.
Yes, and I agree with you. And this is something that we always do. When we had the opportunity to interact with them when we were going around our advocacy, we use it in our statement to remind them that they should be very careful, because elections, as I said earlier on, are potential source for conflict. And whatever they say, we reminded them that they have to understand that this country belongs to all of us. And we can only enjoy the peace, following that they have followers, if whatever they say is managed, and it's not very, very, very insulting. It will not arouse anybody's emotions to go on. And then there is one particular thing, as you said, the social media. I think this is one weapon that politicians need to be very wary of, because everybody is entitled to your opinion, but there are some direct statements that you can say. It can cause problems. It can inflame, it can ignite conflict, and they have to be very careful because men and women live in the Gambia. People living with disabilities live in the Gambia. Young people live in the Gambia. Children live in the Gambia. And as I said, some people have can have the protection. They can have the means to live, but there are others who are in a dire situation that they will never be able to move, and then they become casualty of a statement that you uttered. And I agree with you, and you know that when campaign comes, because that is where the problem is. You know, that's the peak of the problem. They should be very careful when they take that mic and stand on the podium to address people. They should be very careful of what they say, because some of the statements that come out can actually ignite problems, and we don't want that. We want to go into this election peacefully and come out of it and discuss about our development, and not to be, you know, be at loggerheads with each other. And one thing that I would like to also say, what we are trying to do as the gender platform, not only we talk to the politicians, but also to the people. And there is a common there is a common thing that Gambians do when it comes to elections. You put up flags of different political parties. That shows, that identifies where you belong, and it's not good for peace. This is an indicator that we have identified, and we would like to send our awareness that anybody, you have who you support. Keep it to yourself, because even when we go out to vote, we don't vote in the open. We have a secret ballot where you go and you cast your vote to who you want to. I think that's the same thing that we can do. But putting up flags and people know where you belong. It causes problems. Once results are called, that was one major problem, and it wasn't discussed last election. That was one major problem that really highlighted the situation. It aggravated the situation of, you know, because people know where you vote. People know where you belong, and these are the things that are coming out alongside what politicians are saying. So I mean, as women, as men, as mothers, as wives, we are encouraging for these elections to be done peacefully, and for our political party leaders to be mindful of what they say, because there are certain statements that can cause problems.
And you know, summarily, you know, you mean that politicians and all in the political front line should be positive, constructive, and they should also remain, they should use effective language.
And be responsible. Let's do responsible politicking.
Thank you very much. We all heard from Madam Tabu Sarr. She is the president of Gender CSO platform, and she actually is here, from Action Aid, because she is the gender, the
women's rights
the
manager.
Women's rights activist at Action Aid, and we actually owe her gratitude, and all those who have been following us. Are we sorry today? The weather outside has not been so friendly, and as a result, our followers could not call to give their comments, but be assured that Madam Tabu Sarr will be here again and to discuss on so many issues, because as we move faster and closer towards election, more issues surrounding peace and security will be brought here to be discussed, and different people will be brought to discuss on substantial matters. So you can reserve your comments or your questions, be assured that, she will be back here and discussions will continue. Madam, do you have any concluding remark?
Yeah, I'd just like to say thank you to you for giving me this opportunity to be on the Peace Talk organized by Fatu Show. But also would like to say thank you to the members of the Gender Platform for giving me the leadership to lead them and represent them all the time. And if I had, and to our viewers out there, if I had said anything that has offended anybody, I do not mean to. It was just part of the discussion, and it's always good to look at people in the eye and say the truth and speak to them, because that is the way that we should coordinate. That is the way that we should be doing now. But also thank my co-workers at Action Aid for also giving me the time to be here, and to all of you, all the staff, and hopeful that I will be here another time.
Yeah, we are sure that you will be here once again, you know, more and more again. Dear viewers, welcome to the end of the Peace Talk Show. This is the weekly show that is brought to you to discuss on issues surrounding our national peace and security. Today we have Madam Tabu Sarr. She is the president of CSO Gender Platform. She joined us live online to discuss on Gambian women as peace ambassadors. This is a discussion that is very constructive, as Madam Njai has said so many issues here that will go down a long way in educating and eradicating some misconceptions that we have. And as we said, you know, the Peace Talk Show is a continuous process. We have a WhatsApp platform. Beyond the studio, we continue our advocacy on the WhatsApp platform and so many other medium. You can text the number and we will add you to the WhatsApp group, and we continue our communication and advocacies on peace. This is your host, Alassana Jallo. Justice. Regards to all.